Well, thank you everyone so much for being here. It is now my pleasure to introduce our spotlight speaker this morning, Racheal Odoy.
Awesome.
With Worry-Free Home Care. And to start off, Racheal, tell us a little bit about yourself, what led you to where you're at right now. Tell us about your entrepreneurial journey.
As you heard, I'm Racheal Odoy. Nice to meet all of you this morning, and I'm excited for what's going to happen tonight. So I came to USA in 2013, in June. It's been a beautiful place. Came to Lincoln, my first home and stuff like that. Like, I love Lincoln. Worry-Free Home Care is a company that was but never birthed for a while. It was there because it was within me, wanting to, how do I be part of my community in Lincoln, Nebraska? How do I extend this part of me that loves to help, that loves to be there for somebody? Like, I love to see a smile on somebody, but not every person you'll smile at will be like, hey, okay, you're a stranger. But a smile doesn't hurt. Sometimes they return it, sometimes they don't. But, so Worry-Free started, I say I registered it last year, so this month we are making 1 year. This month we're making 1 year as Worry-Free Home Care.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Big milestone.
Yes, it is. It's a journey that is very interesting. I love the journey. I love learning. I love meeting people. I love to go out. But with Worry-Free, it goes beyond just meeting people. But what can I do for that person, however small? Because I realize small things matter. We are non-medical, so little things matter as much as what someone thinks is a big thing. The little things I'm talking about is we do different services in our company. We major and pride in companionship, which some people do not, see as a big deal. But with us, it's a big deal because you don't know. And looking at the times we're in, of coronavirus, people being, away from families, they are locked in their homes, and seniors get pretty lonely, and who can step in there? Their family is busy, or their family is told you can't visit them, or their family is under quarantine. That's why this business ended up being birthed in such a time, whereby we can go in and get that worry of that family that signs with us, and we make sure that they have peace of mind when it comes to their relative that we're taking care of. Companionship comes with different things. We sit together and we kind of just chat, watch a movie, or if they have, some of them have plants in the home, we have clients, and spend some time, prune some of those favorite plants they've been looking at, or give them water, or just to spend time with them, talk to them, listen to them. They want to, that is very, very reviving. And we do another service of respite care. We kind of relieve that family that has their loved ones and they spend 24/7 at home. Sometimes, you need a break. You need to go watch a movie, or you need a vacation, or you need to, to just stay away. Not that you don't love them. You love them, but when you take time off, you miss them. And you come back and they say, I've missed you. So that time when you're away to kind of breathe a bit, we step in and relieve you. And then we do transportation. How many times have you been on the road driving, and there's this very slow car in front of you? Don't you get upset sometimes?
No.
You are so unique. You are so unique.
Big fat liar.
Oh my goodness. I've seen people honking, and that doesn't make me so happy. Because I imagine this is a senior trying to get somewhere. They're driving. And they're taking their time because they got to be careful. They're not as fast as I am. Like the way I turn my head, look east, and like, okay, why are you too slow? I'm gonna get in front of you. But I respect the slow cars because I don't know who is in that car. But because I work with seniors, I always assume that that's a senior in that car. Why do we come in when it comes to that part? They have doctor's appointments. We pick them from home. We take them and we don't just drop them. We wait for them. We take time. When they are done, we take them home, settle them in, and make sure that they have peace of mind. That's what we go with. Worry-free home care. Have peace of mind. You're settled home. Do you want dinner? We can do that. And then by the time we leave your house, you're settled in. Have you gone to a store and you see this senior trying to bend down to pick something, and they are really struggling? Or they want that tomato paste and they're like, oh, can somebody help me? And there's nobody. And you want to reach out or you want to talk to them, but you got to stay in your lane sometimes. So we come in that time and we run their errands as worry-free. We go shopping with them if they want to. Or they say, if you don't feel like you want to do that, we can go ahead and give me a list of what you want and I'll go pick it up for you. So the little things that you do every day, to you is part of you. After a while, you just want to run and do your own stuff, but they don't have the energy that we do have. So we step in and do that. And then we also do postpartum care. That has a story. That has a story why we included postpartum care. And I'll say we were the first non-medical home care to start that. I have a 9-month-old baby. She's amazing. When I had her, everything was fine, happy, you know. We went home, but I felt my body wasn't talking to me like it's supposed to. So I called my doctor, and unfortunately my doctor, you know, left me fine, and he went for a vacation because I was okay. But then there was another doctor who was so kind. I stepped in and they said, ooh, Racheal, your blood pressure is 195 over 110. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Can you give me prescription? I'll go home, take bed rest, and because I've never had an issue with that. So they were like, no. But what surprised me is the way the nurse kept checking on me like this. She was stepping in like, you okay? I'm like, what is wrong with her? She just checked my BP. Why does she keep checking on me? So little did I know that it was my BP. Later, the doctor stepped in again and said, Racheal, you need to go back to the hospital. I said, no, I am not. I'm going home. The women, you know, we have that, I can do it. I am strong. I'm a mama, you know. I got 3 kids right now, you know. I have my 2 boys. I have a 9, 7, and now I have a baby. I'm very responsible, but my life was about to go down. I really respect that office, and I respect that doctor for being firm with me because I was a little stubborn. Then I told her, it's hot. It's the first of, you know, it's June. Can you change the cuff and use my other hand and check my blood pressure? Probably the weather, the heat. And she's like, I'll make you happy and do that. And she changed the cuff and, you know, out of making sure that I'm comfortable. And it had gone up to 200. And she said, you need to go right now. And I still said no. And she said, can I talk to your husband? When they mentioned that, I was like, this is serious. And I know when he hears that, he will say, go right now. So I had to get him. He came and they talked to him. And I like the way she stated it. She said, you'll get a stroke. You won't be able to take care of these kids you're trying to take care of right now. Or you can even die, and who will you? I'm like, what? Die? Me? Now? Never. I'm going to the hospital right now. So I think they called the hospital, it was St. Elizabeth. We went in there, and nurses were waiting, and it was like, what's the big deal? It's just blood pressure, you know, but they were really trying to act fast. So when I changed and laid on the bed, I was about to pass out. And I literally kind of felt like I'm losing my life. And then I had the nurse whisper and said, she's now 225 over 115. We need to go to ICU. So I lost it. I don't know what happened. After so many hours, I woke up, I was in ICU, and my lovely friend that was there looking at me, and I'm like, what happened to me? And they struggled to bring it down. So when I got better, and Worry Free was, just in the process, as, just born, when I got better, said, there's another mom out there who will need this. Because it hit me so bad that I used a walker for a month and maybe 2 weeks. And my vision was bad. I could not see clearly. I could not stand light. I could not hold my baby or hold a cup of tea. My husband was feeding me for like 2 months, and Worry Free was like closed down for those months. And when I got better, said, how many mothers are in the hospital right now when they don't have anybody to take care of them after that baby's born? Then I reached out to my friend Sharon and said, I need to have postpartum care added on our services because I want to be there, and we need to be there for other women. So that's a very unique thing we are doing right now. And Worry Free Home Care is diverse in the services we do because I personally live by serve above self. I love to do great things, but what can I do beyond myself? Yes, so the journey is interesting. I love it. It has its own challenges, but I embrace challenges because I learn from them. Yes, so.
Wow, that is impactful. Wow. And I would agree that postpartum care is definitely underserved. You go home from the hospital, everybody cares about the baby. They want to help with the baby, but moms. They need care. Yep.
Yes.
So kudos to you for that.
Thank you.
I'm curious, so I don't think that this has been your only venture, right?
No, it hasn't.
Can you tell us more about your other ventures that you've done previously?
Yes, my personality doesn't stop. I go and go. But before Worry Free started, I'm an author. I have 3 books out there. I write self-motivated Christian books, and they're backed up with scriptures. But I do not read anything else but the Bible and my experiences, and what I see. And if I go through something, how best can somebody be helped? So far, I have 3 books out there. You Need a Jonathan is about friends, the kinds of friends we have. You Need a Jonathan. Jonathan was in the Bible, those of you who know the Bible, and was the best friend of David. So that's where my story, comes from. The kind of friends, and because I had friends of who did this stuff to me, So then you never know who has gone through something, and let me put it down. And then I and my seed will thrive. I have my own background that is very unique of what I went through, and personally I want to see my children, be different, since my books are more self-help and with scripture and best, and I back it up like that. I am my seed will thrive, and I talk more about prayer, and people do not know that prayer is a seed you sow when you pray for others, when you pray for other people. You are literally sowing a seed for your family, and that time will come when you're sick and you're going through something, but that is the time when you feel better, and whatever you sowed starts working for you, and you say, I don't know, but I was on my bed relaxed and I feel better. It's because I call it you all have checking accounts and you have savings accounts. So your prayer, you have to keep putting prayer in the savings account. So when the time comes and you're not well, the withdrawal just happens automatically and you're better. So I am a seed will thrive. So and then the other book is You Have No Carbon Copy, because of still who I am and the things I do and the things people have done to me. And I love people, but people are people. And I embrace people, and you can change people, but you can impact and the few you can touch. You have no carbon copy. So many people want to be, struggle to be somebody when they're not them. But you can create you to be unique and love you, embrace you, work with your weaknesses and turn them into strength, which I live by. So you have no carbon copy. Of late, there are no carbon copies. I grew up when we had carbon copies in school. Like you'd have, when I go pay my, I come from Uganda, but when I'll go pay my school fees, which you call tuition here, and I'll pay and they'll write down and the carbon copy stays in the book and I'm given the other receipt. So you have no copy. Nobody can be like you. You are unique, you're different. So embrace you and then make a change. So those are the 3 books that are out and they're on Amazon. Yes.
Great.
I do quite a lot, but I think we'll go with that for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us, do you have a favorite quote or a favorite piece of advice or a favorite tool that you've used along your journey that was really empowering for you?
Yes, I go with self above self. Whatever I do, it should not be about me, but another person. How can I change another life that I come across? The words I say, the things I do, the smile I give in that store, serve about self, because I don't want to live for me. And if you get to see the kind of things I do, it's beyond self. So that's what drives me. It gives me the motivation of you can do it. You can change. You can't change the whole world, but you can touch a few that you come across. Yes.
Definitely. So along those lines, you're going to be serving, and in this line of work where you are giving care to so many others, what do you do to stay perked up for you?
As in the fact that I'm always in the back office and running around and connecting, what do I do for me is I get out of that office.
Okay.
I get out of that chair and get to the people, get to the clients, and connect with the clients. I love visiting with the clients that sign up and just chat with them. One time I had to, this was my best time, that we had to go through an album. And this client had dementia, but just going through that album brought back, it's like, wow. And they were like, I remember this, I remember that. So I go beyond that. So that is very fulfilling for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. Final question from me before we open it up to all of you. Tell us, do you have any favorite local businesses that you like to shop at or eat at?
Yes, I love Laszlo's. Yes. Like, if someone asks me, where do you want us to meet for lunch, I'll say Laszlo's. Yeah, because I love the food there. I love to go in there and just enjoy the food. And the hospitality also is amazing.
Definitely. I love some lavash. All right, does anybody have any questions or comments for Racheal?
I just wanted to get back to the worry-free home care. How many employees, how many people are in your company right now? How many employees are?
At the moment, I'll say we're number 10. We're number 10 because we are growing. So putting everybody together, we are about 10.
And how did it start with just you and Chara? How did you kind of, you talk about birth it, how did it, the idea is yours, but how did you really, when you first started, I know it's hard to hire that first employee, and so how did you, were you doing the service, and did you add another person, or how did you kind of get it all set up to start?
I started by, if you look at the logo of Worry-Free Home Care, this logo says a lot. I started with, it has a hand in it, it has a house and 3 people in it. Because I have a story about these 3 people in this house. That was my father, who passed away when I was 7, my grandma, who passed away when I was 14, and myself. And I always needed that comfort and that love. So the way it started is I drew that logo and drew that house and wanted to go beyond, just my home, but how do I get into another home? And then I reached out to Chara, said, I want to do more than this, and go into another house, maybe just help them, and then just for 1 hour and get on. She's like, that's a home care. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, that's a home care. And I'm like, okay, I'll get back to you. I went back. I got the logo, I drew the logo, it has a hand, it has a house. I'm like, these were my favorite people that I always needed comfort or they needed love. And so somebody else there needs their people to be, embraced. Then I drew it very well and started developing it, and then started doing my research and studying. And then I said, hey, Chara, I need you, you are a nurse, I need you in this area. And she said, no problem, I will be there. And then that's how it all began.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, please.
Carla again with Home Care Partners. I definitely just want to first off say thank you from home care provider to a home care provider for
You're
everything
welcome.
that you do. And also just for being so vulnerable as a career mom and sharing your story. I actually have two older, and my son was born in April, and we started our first client in June of 2018.
Oh, wow.
So, on a similar journey. And I remember my Bible study wanted to do a meal train, and you kind of think, no, I'm fine. It's like your child. I obviously know how to do this. I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I let them, and afterwards, people would share what a gift it was to give. And then as a mom, you're certainly thinking, thank you so much. I showered today because you came. And I didn't have to cook and do dishes. And kind of relating that to, the service industry, just how beautiful it is to, one, be able to share those gifts of service, and then on the receiving end, the seniors and so forth and the postpartum moms that you help, what a gift it is,
Thank
to
you.
receive that help. So thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions? Jody?
Well, and coming from the hospice world, having that break to be able to get out and actually breathe again and then come back is so huge. I mean, it's indescribable. So thank you for offering that service.
You're welcome.
I'll second that. I had a son that was a quadriplegic on a ventilator for 18 and a half years. And yes, we had caregivers, but my wife and I were always the backups. And so for 18 and a half years, there were times we needed a break as well. So again, thank you. The second question is, how are you marketing yourself? How are you getting the word out there about worry-free home care?
At the moment, I do a lot of networking when there are coffee and connections. You'll find me, you'll meet someone, you're like, I saw you somewhere. I'm like, yep, we probably met somewhere. Like, did I meet? I'm like, yep. I'm going in every place and encourage my partner, Chara, like, let's do a lot of networking as much as possible. And also we do Facebook, we do Twitter, we do LinkedIn, we are also Instagram, anything that can push us in the community. And I'm right here. It's every opportunity opened for worry-free to be known in the community. I go there, and I also do a lot of connection with other people I found in the industry, because I love to learn. Because they've been doing it for some years, and I connect with them, and we chat, and they introduce me, and also referrals, and I also go to connect with people who work in hospice, and we get to one-on-ones, and literally every opportunity opened, I'm there. Yes.
Great. By the way, I just saw on the news, or on a text today, Lincoln is one of the top 10 happiest cities. Heck, we're number 7.
I believe
Ooh.
it. I believe it.
Wow.
So you're right on track.
Yeah. Lincoln has great people. I have not made resistance. I have not made some people. I'll share this a little bit. I remember the first time when I registered and then went with Guni and said, hey, finally I have the LLC, I'm ready to go. And the first comment this person said was like, I don't think they'll receive you that much because your color is different. You need another person of a different color. I was like, no. I told them, no. This is Lincoln. From the first time I stepped here, I have been received. And I told them, you'll see the difference, that it's not the color in Lincoln, it's the people that are in Lincoln. So I really appreciate the people of Lincoln, Nebraska. I've been embraced, I've been received. I've not made that your color is different or your accent is different. Oh, of course, I enjoy my accent sometimes. And I'm like, oh, thank you, I sound different, but I'm glad we can speak and understand understand each other. So I really appreciate the people of Lincoln.
That's amazing. I love your accent, for the record.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I think I'll just give
Chara.
Racheal a shout out. She's someone who's very, like, she's really about serving other people. And when she had this vision, I was like, man, you're the right person for me to like just go on this journey with, because she's really about serving other people, and she not only speaks it, but her actions. And I think that's what, we've known each other for 7 years now, and she's just definitely been a blessing, and she speaks life into things and into people. And, you know, just, I know that, you know, you're gonna go far in this,
Thank
and I'm
you.
right along with you. And
Thank you.
I love your bubbly personality, and she gets me out there and going. I'm a little shy at first, but you know, I have the right person. So, Racheal, I just want to say kudos to you, and I can't wait to see where you're gonna go.
Thank you. Thank you, Chara. She's amazing.
I want to see where you go.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing. Sometimes she knows how to say, you're giving me too much, and slow it down, because we are two different personalities. I'm a very multitasker. I do da 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 da, and then I'm like, oh, Chara, we have this. It's like, let's take step by step. I'm like, oh, thank you, thank you. So I have the right person who can guide me to take it step by step, not to run.
Sounds like you guys are a dream team, and
Yes.
what you are describing right now, we call that here rocket fuel.
Ooh,
sounds
thank you.
nice.
Two,
That
you've
sounds
got rocket
good.
fuel, you're gonna go
Take that.
places.
Thank you.
One last question from the audience? No? Well, thank you so much, Racheal, for your time and for sharing with us. It was an absolute pleasure. And be sure to join us next week. We'll have Emmy Kissinger with Connect Well Social.